Hi, y'all, and welcome back. Remember these? If you want to see how I made these, I'm going to try and remember to put a link at the top so you can go and watch it. And if you'll remember, I wanted to try and plant little cactus plants in these, and they turned out to be too big, or the plants did. So a viewer of mine suggested getting some air plants. Now, I don't know anything about these except that they don't grow in soil. So I'm going to have to do some research and see just how to take care of them. But yeah, I mean, they live in air. Anyway, I've heard of them. I've just never seen them or had any experience with them. They're not pointy. They look really pointy, which they are, but they're not, they're not like a cactus to where, it hurts. So today we're going to be making a trinket dish where the compartments swivel. So anyway, there's three compartments there with the lid, and they give you different uh, tubes or like cylinders of different heights. So you can make your trinket dishes real tall or real small as far as height. So I'm using Arteza's grass green for these, and then I have some flamingo holographic glitter from Glitter Makes It, and it's called Lawn Ornaments, um, which I thought would be pretty cute. And when I was thinking about it, I wasn't looking at the molds, but what I wanted to do, and I still might do it with coasters, what I wanted to do is uh, pour the color and then come back with a clear coat with the flamingos and pour the flamingos on top of the green. But I can't do it because, you know, there's no room with the actual compartments. So I did actually end up doing that with the lid. So I have my resin mixed up, and that's 8 ounces of resin. Um, and to make it a lot easier, y'all, um, you know, I know for me, pouring from a big container like that, or I consider it big, um, I just pour into smaller containers. It's just easier for me to work with than, just pouring everything out of that 8 ounce cup. Plus, this container right here, this little measuring cup, has a spout on it. So, yeah, y'all can see what the green's going to look like. It's got the spout on it, which makes it a lot easier to pour. Plus, that measuring cup is silicone, so it's a lot easier to handle. At least for me, it does. Y'all might have, other means of pouring your resin, but this is just my preferred way of doing it. So I'm mixing my resin up real well. And for those of you that may be new to resin, and when you're working with mica powder, you want to make sure that that powder is fully stirred into your resin, because if you don't, it could float to the top of your project, um, which may or may not be okay, but you can take a stick or, anything and stick, inside your resin and swirl that little clump of powder around, and it will disperse inside of your resin. But, you want to take the time to stir up your mica really well into your resin. So I'm just, as you can see, there's not really a lot of space between the body and the outside of the mold. So I'm pouring really slowly to kind of try and make sure that resin, all of that resin goes down into the mold. Now I did speed up this video times two, so it looks like I'm pouring it quickly, but I'm really not. Um, and you'll see why I sped up this. You'll see why I sped up this video a little bit later. Okay, so here we go again. Just going to pour in my resin. And I apologize, y'all, for the in-your-face video right here. But like I said in my previous video, I am in a new workspace. Um, and I'm trying to get my tripod is, I have it, well, first of all, I have it on the floor. And, it's fully, it's at the height, uh, it's at the maximum height. So, when I put my camera in it, um, y'all just look really far away. Um, and um, I do zoom it, and I need to get used to that zoom because on the camera, y'all look a little bit further away, or like what you're looking at now. In the camera, it looks like there's more space around what you see. Does that make any sense? So I'm gonna have to try to work with the zoom. But other than that, it's working out really well because in my other workspace, um, I had the tripod on the table, and it was at its shortest height, and it worked really well. But and if y'all work with tripods, you know that the legs take up a lot of room. So, and that's, what was happening. It was taking up a lot of room. Um, and I got tired of it. So, I came in my office. I have an office slash art room, and, just did a little bit of work in here and, cleared off my folding cafeteria table and, just made a new workspace. So I do have another table on order. It's supposed to be here in a couple of days. And it's not, it won't be wobbly. There won't be that space. to where um, it's going to make my projects uneven. So no, I'm not dragging my sleeve through the resin. I know it may look like it, but it's not. So I'm going around and I'm squeezing the sides because I want to maybe try and get rid of some trapped bubbles that are on the bottom or maybe on the sides. Okay, so now I'm gonna give them a little spray with some alcohol. I didn't want to use my heat gun because those are filled up pretty well. And if you're new to resin and when you put heat to resin, the resin expands. So if I put my heat gun on these, I would have major overflow. So, trying to pop the bubbles with alcohol, it does the job really well. So I couldn't make up my mind if I wanted a green top with a clear coat of resin with the flamingos in it, or if I wanted to have a clear coat, just pour the clear in there with the flamingos in it. So I was trying to make my mind up, and I went ahead with the green. And I don't want to fill this up all the way because I'm going to come back and pour clear on top with the flamingos in it. So I really don't want a lot of that green resin in there. And as you can see, this mold for the lid is not very tall. So um, it doesn't take very much resin to put in there. Yeah, as you can see, it looks like most of the resin is flowing over to the right-hand side. So I'm going to try and um, alleviate that. Now it's now it's flowing all the way over to the left-hand side, but I do get it to work finally. And I have resin left over, so these are my actually this is my go-to leftover resin mold. And if you're new to resin and you do have resin left over, don't throw it away. That stuff is expensive. Um, Plus, you can make stuff out of your leftover resin, whether it be like a tiny flower or maybe a seashell or, something like this. And these are car coasters that have the mandala pattern on top of them. But yeah, I don't know how many coasters I have that I need to paint. You just paint the top and um, let it. I let mine set for just a few seconds and then go back and wipe off the paint. And the paint that's left over is what makes um, the design that's on top. Um, if I remember, I'll try and make a video. I already have a video with, I think it's gold car coasters with blue The mandala pattern is blue. Um, I can't remember. I think that's what it is. One of my earlier videos. So yeah, I had to move that top, and it looks like it's spread out evenly. So I'm just going in and make sure don't overflow, don't overflow. Yeah, if y'all hear like a little tinkle of a bell, that's one of my fur babies. Both my fur babies have atopic dermatitis, which I need to take them to the groomer because I've got back problems and I can't stand for very long. Um, so I need to take them to the groomers. And the vet gave me some shampoo that will help with the itching. Well, itching and scratching because they're just driving me nuts. Plus, they're on pills that will help with the scratching. So yeah, that was her collar. She's got a name tag plus her rabies tag, and that's what makes that little tinkling noise. So that's my phone grip mold right there, and which I make into keychains. So I had to move my plants out of the way because um, I just uh, sprayed with alcohol. So this is about 12 hours later. And as you can see, the top is still bendy. I'm tired of bendy, but I can't wait. So, and that glitter, the flamingo glitter is, I don't know why, but it wants to clump together. I don't know if it's because of humidity or what. But I didn't want very many flamingos on top of here. Um, that was my initial thought, but you'll see later it turned out to be a totally different story. And even in the resin, the glitter wanted to clump together. So I'm trying to get the resin out of there to where I can get even distribution with that glitter, but it didn't work out that way. So I'm pushing the resin to the edges because I just don't want to overfill that. And I'm trying to get resin in between that hole and the side. And here I am trying to fix it again, but I only have a couple more days, y'all, and hopefully everything will be okay. So, this is the last of my resin, which I'm pouring. Yeah, I'm pouring it on top of, one of the greens, and then I wanted a couple of them to be just clear. So I No, I do end up doing that. Okay. Anyway, thought I just did too. I'm talking to myself, y'all. I'm sorry. Um, yeah, you can see, you'll be able to see later that these overflowed quite a bit, which I didn't mind. So I'm just gonna go and spray with alcohol. And right here, I'm trying to evenly spread around the flamingos, and I was having a really difficult time because the green bottom layer was still soft. So I couldn't really manipulate the glitter the way that I wanted to. And it took me for what it seemed like forever to try to get these little flamingos where I wanted them. And I'm glad I kind of sped this video up just a little bit, or we would probably still be, I would probably still be here trying to do those little things. So yeah, it took a while for me to try and get them where I wanted to, but yeah, I had had it. So as you'll see, I did this off camera, and I don't, y'all really can't tell that those are flamingos, or I know I can't just by looking at it this way. Um, but what I did was I went and sprinkled off camera. I went and sprinkled more flamingos in there, thinking that that would make everything look all right. No, it it didn't. So I've learned my lesson. Whenever I work with this type of glitter again, I won't mix it into the resin. I will just sprinkle it on little by little and work with it that way. And this was a bugger. This was giving me such a hard time. Yeah, I had to actually end up, holding it next to me, trying to get it out of there. But um, I thought that these compartments were probably at least 95% cured, because they were pretty much hard on top. But when I took them out of the molds, they're bendy. Just call me Bendy Queen, because I can't get anything to harden. Well, I mean, it hadn't been 24 hours, anyway. So, but I needed to. It's been, a few days since I had a video out for y'all, and I really wanted to get one out. So, but as you can see, I mean, these look like they hold quite a bit of jewelry. I mean, they're pretty deep. And they're easy to demold, except for that little um, place that's for the hole. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to pop that back into place. And I probably will make these again, but yeah, I'm just going to do it a whole lot different. So yeah, you can see here it's super bendy. I think there's bendy and there's like super bendy. But if you know that you have overflow, yeah, that's what it looks like. If you know that you have overflow, and maybe you forget to try to wipe it up, um, demold your demold your project. What? Demold your project before it gets super hard, because then you can be able to cut off your excess, uh, or your runoff, your overpour, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, unfortunately, y'all, I didn't take a picture, because I wanted to let everything cure. And these are the mandala coasters. So I might have to make a video and um, do all of my mandala coasters because I have quite a few. So yeah, and I'm just trimming, the little bit of excess that is on the sides. So there you have it, folks. I'm gonna let these cure, or no, I'm gonna assemble it. I forgot about that. So I picked out the tallest little cylinder here to show y'all that y'all can make probably at least I know one, maybe two more compartments. Yeah, and that's the tallest one. So yeah, and because it's not fully cured yet, there everything wants to stick together. And I think that's the second smallest or second shortest, which will only let you do one more compartment. I don't know why they I don't know why they give you like two of the same height. Maybe you want to make one set with only the four compartments. But there you go. Other than, the flamingos on top, I really like it. And on the bottom, you can probably take UV resin and maybe only, apply it to the bottom so the cylinder will stay in place and your compartments will be able to swivel without a problem. So yeah, I don't have a picture because everything's not cured. Yeah, I was just having fun. So anyway, y'all, yeah, I'm admiring those because I really like those. So yeah, just trimming a little bit more. So that's it, y'all. Until the next video, y'all be safe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.